Welcome back, Wonderbounders, to the Wonderbound Adventure headquarters. We got a lot to talk about today. It's been a while since I put a vlog post up. Not as long as some of my previous hiatuses have been, but it's been a while. So I wanted to get something up, tell you what's been going on, where we've been, and kind of touch base on all that. So first thing I want to talk about is, for those of you who regularly watch our vlogs, you'll notice our last one, episode 9, is not available anymore. So I took it down, and there's a reason I took it down. That post was very political, but and this channel is not about being political or anything. I don't care what your political beliefs are. This is not one of those channels. There are plenty other channels out there to talk politics. That said, I did feel that video needed to be made. I felt that message needed to get out there. But why did I take it down? So I took it down because in the weeks following the protests that started with the murder of George Floyd, a lot of people started putting those videos up. A lot of people were having this conversation. I myself went and videoed and took pictures and covered the protest in Hampton, so I could give an unbiased view of those. I also was in DC about 2 days after Secret Service and other federal police officers cleared out peaceful protesters for a presidential photo op. I was there taking photos. It's something I've done. I've always done it. I was in Charlottesville when those protests happened as well. A few years back. It's conflict photography has always been something I've enjoyed doing. Just getting out there and telling the story. That said, in the weeks, a lot of those videos started coming up. A lot of people coming out and saying, hey, I stand with solidarity for Black Lives Matter. I stand in solidarity for this, that, and the other. And it's started to feel to me like it was just lip service. It was a lot of people, this is the popular thing that's going on. You saw a lot of commercials with corporations and stuff like that coming out the same way they do with the LGBT community, which, don't get me wrong, I'm part of the LGBT community, and I'm a staunch supporter of LGBT rights, but if you notice Pride, a lot of corporations come out and post support for Pride and support for this, that, and the other, and it generally comes off as lip service. You're just doing this because you don't want to get boycotted. And that's what it felt like a lot of the YouTube videos that I was seeing, where people were putting out their personal opinions about the Black Lives Matter movement and where they stand on the murder of George Floyd and others. And I felt that my video was going to end up being taken the same way. And I didn't, as I know in my heart where I feel on that matter. Raven knows where she feels on that matter as well. And I didn't want it to be taken as disingenuous, or that video to be considered as me just paying lip service and trying to get more views and likes, because that's not what I'm about. So I took the video down. I still feel those feelings. For those of you who have watched it, I still feel that way. But, that's not what this channel is about, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm just doing it because everyone else is doing it. So moving on, so I have a lot to talk about. So we've got a lot going on right now. So why haven't I gotten a lot of videos up? So I was working really hard. I had a bunch of projects I was working on. I had another vlog that I had written up. I had a couple of travel videos I had done, and another Let's Play that I was working on. I also had one that was showing the footage of the protest. So where are those and why aren't they up? It's been a couple of months. So I had 2 hard drive failures on 2 different devices within about a month of each other. So shortly after going to DC for the protest there, I was editing stuff on my desktop here, and this is my main workhorse. And I don't just use this as software edit, or not software. I don't just use this as video editing. This is my workhorse. I do my day-to-day stuff. It's easier to work with 2 monitors than it is with just my small screen on my tablet. I do the Let's Plays, so I do gaming on this. And I have a microjournaling app on my phone that I wanted to port over to my desktop so I could do the microjournaling on my laptop, or excuse me, on my desktop. So what happened? Well, I was installing the emulator so that I could run the phone app on the computer, because there's not a desktop component for that application. And in the process of installing it, I got a blue screen of death, which it doesn't normally scare me. It's not a big deal. Blue screens happen sometimes. A variety of things can cause them. Being an IT person, I'm used to them. But it started a boot loop. So for those of you who don't know what a boot loop is, sometimes blue screen of death can be caused by something in the operating system being corrupted. And when the computer tries to restart, that corruption happens in the part of the operating system that tells the computer how to turn on and start running the operating system. So what happens is it starts the boot, and it hits that error, and it gets another blue screen of death, crashes and tries to restart, hits that error, and it just keeps looping around and around. There's really no way to get around it. I tried a few different things, but at the end of the day, the only way to actually fix it and get that computer working again was to completely reinstall Windows. So what did that mean? It meant I lost all of my data on that computer that wasn't backed up. And as I had not gotten a chance to back up all my footage of the protest and my photos of the protest outside of what was posted on Instagram and Facebook, I lost all of it. I lost my last vlog video. I lost the last Let's Play video. I lost some footage for a cooking video I was doing. Yeah, lost it all. So I said I had 2 of these, right? So the second one was not on this desktop. I got this up and running again. I got it good to go. So my media server has about 4 different hard drives on it at the time that I basically striped all my data across. I'm not going to get into the weeds of what that is. The IT people out there will know what I'm talking about. But basically I had 4 hard drives in there, and I wanted to consolidate everything into one single hard drive that I could back up, and then a secondary hard drive that would be a copy of the first one. So I was installing the first hard drive, and I got it all up, got it all running, and as I was transferring all the data from the old hard drives to the new hard drive, something on that new hard drive corrupted, and I couldn't get it to boot properly. And I thought I had lost about 12 years worth of footage and photos and everything. I spent about 2 weeks trying to figure out a way to fix it without buying an expensive piece of software to do it. But at the end of the day, I ended up having to break down and buy a expensive piece of software that I knew I was probably only going to ever use once to fix it, so I didn't lose all of that. I immediately backed up all my portfolio stuff, so all my photos and all that got backed up as soon as I got access to it again. But yeah, that was a nightmare for about 2 weeks. So that's kind of been what's keeping us from getting videos up, is just lots of technical issues with my computers. It seems like the universe just doesn't want me to put YouTube videos up. But yeah, so that's that. Okay, so what's next? The van. What's the status of the van? So I can't remember if I said it in a previous video or not, but we had to replace the transmission in the van about actually at the beginning of the year, so back in January. So it's been running fine ever since. We have stopped work on it for the time being because we wanted to take trips, and also the pandemic kind of halted a lot of stuff. It's hard to get materials and whatnot when the logistics just aren't there because, well, trucks weren't running to certain areas for a while and whatnot. Actually, we've had a couple of maintenance calls here in the apartment that have taken 2-3 months to actually get fixed because they can't get their materials. So we've stopped working on the van till about now. This weekend we're going to be gutting the whole thing and actually doing our full-on renovation now that we kind of know what we're doing with building things like a better bed and cabinetry and stuff like that. So that's where the van is. So I'm excited about that. We probably won't take any more van trips until winter. We're hoping to get it done before the end of winter so we can take a couple of winter trips, but we'll just have to see where that goes. We'll probably start doing a couple of video shorts to show the progressive status of the van. So we'll see what happens. It all depends on how much time I have to actually make videos. So that's where the van is. Okay, so next thing, Let's Plays. Where are the Let's Plays? Well, like I said, my last Let's Play I lost all the footage of, so I actually need to boot the game back up and see where I left off because I haven't touched it since I filmed that Let's Play. So I haven't played it for about 3 months. So hopefully I'll get one up here. I really want to jump into that. I might have some time to do it this weekend. But yeah, that's where the Let's Plays are. Same thing happened with the cooking videos. I had a cooking video up, but then I lost all the footage for it, and filming in the kitchen of the new apartment is a little difficult because the setup is different from our old kitchen. So in the old kitchen, the way I could do it was I could put a camera over the sink and then hang a camera on the microwave, and that's not really possible in this one. So in the old one, the oven was kind of catty cornered, I guess is the best term. It was perpendicular to the way that the kitchen ran, so I could actually film shooting the side of the stove. However, this one is the oven is at the end parallel to the way the kitchen runs. So if I try and put a camera far enough back, it's just going to be filming my back the whole time. So I still got to figure out how I'm going to do the cameras in the kitchen before I'll get another cooking video up. But I do have one for making bannocks, which are amazing camping food, and they're super calorie dense. So it's kind of like a cross between a pancake and a granola bar. And they're super easy to make in a microwave, and just a stovetop and a microwave, and they're just as easy to make over a campfire. But we'll see where we get with that. So the last thing I have to talk about is the drone. So I've been flying the drone a lot because it's really the only thing I can do outdoors that's social distancing. Most of my trails and whatnot that I go to, they are just crowded with people now because hiking is what everyone's doing to socially distance these days. So I can't go around my most of my hiking trails, so I've taken to flying my drone pretty much every chance I can get. Also trying to get flight hours in so I can do lots of cool different shots for future videos. So a lot of the videos that will be probably going up here are going to be drone videos of stuff in the area. But that's kind of really the only other thing I have to talk about. I got approval from the FAA to go fly in downtown Hampton. So I'll be doing that here in the next 2 weeks, and then hopefully get a video up of that, either just general, like a small little travel video about that, or just showing you the drone footage. But yeah, so that's that. So yeah, that's really everything that's going on with us. We've been mainly staying home, working on little projects here and there, trying to put out all the fires that life's been throwing us. We've been tending our little balcony garden outside, and taking Reba for lots of walks, but not a whole lot. That's why we haven't been putting a whole lot of videos up, is because not a whole lot's been going on. if you want to give us any ideas of stuff that we can do while the pandemic's going on and lots of things are still closed, be happy to have you leave a comment down below, and we'll see if we can't check it out. As always, like and subscribe so you get updates to all of our new videos and what's going on with us. And until next time, get out there and keep exploring.